Hello, everybody. This is Mickey Mal with CartoonMoneyPrinters.com. It is July. What is it? July 6th, 2025. Today we're going to be doing a monthly market forecast, and I am joined here again by Astronaut Toad. Why don't you go and say hey?
Good evening, everybody. Yep, July started 6 days ago, and so far it's looking really boring.
Yeah. We have a lot of things cooking in the oven. Lots of irons in the oven, or however you say that. Just trying to get some things in order. It'll take some time, but we're moving right along in them. So, um, yeah, we had lots of holiday. It's a holiday weekend. Happy belated Fourth of July to everybody. Um, I hope you guys are all doing well and you have good family and family fun time. We still have our
Yeah,
indicators. If you go to cartoonmoneyprinters.com, click the Start Now button and sign up through whoop.com. And in that, you can get uh, free, a month free trial. So come check us out there if you want to join the group. But without further ado, why don't you go and take it from here?
yeah, it looks like we are in. So the June candle is this one right here, this doji. It's kind of bullish, but not really that strong. So what we have is the all-time high right there, which was wicked by this previous all-time high. So there's two things. This this wick right here, I'll draw it as a bearish divergence, but I will not actually, it's not a divergence in that regard, but it is uh that's a bearish wick, I should say, because the fact that it wicked this and closed back below would indicate that we ought to return to this previous low of April. However, this doji candle that we had in June is indicating a little bit of bullishness, which, based on this one candle of June alone, we would see July at least tap the all-time high again. Because this setup right here, let's zoom way in. I'm gonna hide all the other stuff, and let's hide the smasher. This candle right here is indicating that the next candle should, like, there's liquidity above both of these highs, right? So, and if we go to the weekly chart, we'll see that this is two different highs. So this was last week, I guess. Yeah. So we've got liquidity here to get taken out. This is now a weekly candle. And that's weekly market structure, which is also technically bullish because it's kind of putting in these double top highs. However, if I drag this monthly candle across, remember how earlier I was talking about how this monthly old all-time high from January of this year, see how no candle has closed above it? And now if we look at June, June also did not close above that all-time high. So this is bearish. This fact that it could not close above this level, let alone close above any of these previous highs, that's bearish. That is once again sending us back down to this low here. This is a weekly low, not the monthly low. And let's see. There's the monthly low. So this, again, it's bullish enough that we might wick that all-time high. However, the overall market structure of it not being able to close above that high indicates that sometime in July or August, we'll see price crash down below this low here at 98,188. and then possibly return to, within the next 1 or 2 monthly candles, return to this low of 74, 530-ish. That's 74420.69. Whenever you see an interesting number like 420.69, you know some weird eccentric market maker is doing weird stuff. So that's always a number to keep an eye on. Elon Musk is buying or selling or something. And also, on a more realistic note, we have this massive fair value gap down here on the weekly chart. Okay, that's huge and completely untouched. This bearish doji just got completely disregarded with this next bullish candle. And then if we draw the weekly range, and we share all these like settings for our indicators, our drawing tools in the private Discord. But basically, here's the equilibrium range. We have equilibrium at 92, 93, 210. And then that means discount is right down here by the 50% of this golden pocket. So this right here is very, I don't want to say bearish, but it's magnetic. Price will have a reason to go here. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? Price has a good reason to go here because there's confluence of these levels. And then also this was a previous high in this internal market structure here. So that's right aligned with the golden pocket. So that's a weekly level, but an old level. I'll put that as internal. And then I'll draw it in as old. So that's what we have. That's what we're looking at. Like, yeah, this is looking juicy up top for this all-time high to get taken out. But I would anticipate a strong rejection at that level. And then back down we go to take out liquidity at this low and then take out liquidity. The 50% of this range is lining up with that fair value gap top. And then the golden pocket is lining up with the 50% of the fair value gap and this old internal high. So yeah, so basically that's what we're looking at is, what's the number here? 88,804. Okay. And that's let's go back to the monthly chart. That's my monthly forecast is either in July, maybe in August, we should see this low get revisited where I just drew in that weekly low. See 98225. Wait a minute. Yeah, that is that first level, and then this is the other level, 88804. Okay. And there you have it. Now, with that said, when I pull up the 1 hour chart, it's been a crazy busy weekend for me, but if I pull up the chart, let's switch on my custom astronaut toad strategy. We have a long, it's a squeeze. I didn't even have to use Heiken Ashi candles to get this. And whoa. Not supposed to show that. You didn't see that. This is so this long signal here is part of my theoretical testing, back testing. However, if you played it based on the strict rules that we have outlined for my strategy in the private Discord, the high to the range, if I turn on Fibby, all levels are either way, 1.618, 2.618, 3.618. So this trade right here is already awesome with your stop loss. If your stop loss was down there, you've already slapped did we get 3.0? Yes, we did. You've already got a 3.0 risk reward. So that is awesome. And so you close out the trade maybe right there and then leave the runner to go. It's not terribly bearish yet, And remember what we were talking about earlier about that all-time high being right up there and attractive. So yeah, it's game on for the long. This is a normal squeeze for the weekend.
Plus, it was a holiday
But I
weekend,
just like,
so it got extra
yeah,
tight.
long holiday weekend. So that's why it got extra constricted. And it's playing out beautifully. So that's basically it for the whole month or the whole forecast for the next 2 to 3 months is, yeah, we're probably going to spike to that all-time high. But unless we see a, like it just displaces above that all-time high and closes strongly above it, if unless we see that, we should expect those lows to get revisited. And I don't want to sound like I am only making that bearish forecast, because as soon as it does just blast through the all-time high and close strongly above it, that changes everything.
Yep, you need
And that's not
confirmation
me.
candles. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they
That's
start,
not me being like, I'm not making an actual prediction. I'm saying either case, we're not supposed to forecast or predict. We are supposed to say, here is what seems likely based on the technical analysis. And then here is what we would do if we are right or wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you need a plan for if you're right or wrong. But that's basically it.
let's
I don't know if we have anybody watching the live stream putting some comments in.
I'm not saying anything
What
yet.
coins have we been watching? I wanted to check out one of my coins that I'm in, an altcoin. I have, you know me, I haven't traded altcoins much at all in like a year or at least 6 months. But I just recently noticed this. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but look at that liquidity stacking up. It is a weekly squeeze. It hasn't gone A+ yet, but it's just looking like a rounded bottom right there. So look at that. That's just, I mean, beautiful. Money flow on the daily. On Money Minter D, money flow just got bullish a few days ago. Got bullish right on the Thursday before the 4th of July. So when this happens, when you see a nice rounding bottom like this, and you should expect it to blast to the upside. Of course, there is a lot of liquidity down here, and so we could expect a crazy, scary dip down to these lows. So if you haven't gotten into a trade already, what I would do is set a stink bid entry for like 6.2 or so. And again, this is not financial advice because we're trading altcoins, which is literally just buying lottery tickets. I say that every week, and you know that this, I mean, I'm doing this for my own entertainment. I truly think this is fun, especially with altcoins, like doing technical analysis on altcoins. You're just trying to pick the fastest horse at the racetrack, folks.
Yeah. Totally. Let's take a look at hype and dominance
Start without
in total.
start without me. Hype,
Yeah, hype.
ETH or hype?
Let's do hype, and then we'll look at hype, Bitcoin dominance, and then total 3 years, total, and then we'll end it there.
Yeah, hype's back. This is a long-term hold. We are, I mean, it's up and losing steam in the bigger grand scheme. So again, when I look at the daily chart, I kind of think like, hey, this is really bullish, but I'd love to enter on a retest of this. See, always look for confluence. See how these old highs here, where this orange blob was, when price broke through it, you can see what happened. Look at this. So right here, price came up to this high, and then what happened? Price never came back down to retest it. It just broke through and never came back. These lows, oh, look at that double bottom. That is attractive liquidity right there. When you stack up like that, you are just begging to get visited by the market maker liquidity grab. So I'm really bullish on height. But the fact that this old high was never tested, like, yeah, again, everybody's numbers are different, but for the sake of like lottery ticket type money, you know, if you're in for $10 at just market price right now, you should be setting your, your $50 or $100 stink bid down here, because this is where the juice is. Again, you're not whatever your digits are, whether you're trading two digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, I don't know. You shouldn't be stink bidding with money that you can't afford to lose. So either way, you're kissing this money goodbye as your trade. Okay. But what the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, it looks great right now and it might shoot straight to the moon based on what Bitcoin does, but I'd be putting double or quadruple my position size on a bet that it revisits that old high as a test of support down at, what's our number? This daily, it is 28.5. Okay. So if you're throwing $10 at it right now, throw $20 at it down there as a limit order, or $40 or whatever. Or if you're throwing $1 at it right here, throw $5 at it down there. You know what I mean? And that's my assessment. We're really bullish on this ecosystem because decentralized finance is, in our opinion, the future. We don't have any ownership in Hype. We have no association or affiliation with them. We just actually believe in this.
Yeah, they have a great product and a great ecosystem, and they're constantly developing as opposed to like like all the other exchanges. They're like, all right, well now
Yeah.
that we built it, we just rake in the money.
Yep. Or allow scammers
Hey,
to
Storm.
start taking over.
Yeah. All right, let's look
Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va?
Salut, salut, ça va bien vous autres?
So what else, Mickey, did you want to look at?
let's do dominance.
BTCD?
Yeah.
BTC.D?
Yeah.
Or what is it?
E.
Oh, look at that. We are still in this channel. Wow. That's wild. That's not good. Honestly, it could go either way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be. Okay, so what am I looking at? The 4-hour chart. Let's try the 1-day chart. We're still in a long on the Market Smasher Astronaut strategy, and it hasn't reached the take profit target yet. Daily chart still has money flow positive, but sinking fast. Honestly, this kind of says, okay, whenever you look at Bitcoin dominance, you got to look at Bitcoin as well and see where it actually is. So I'm going to pull back up on the Bitcoin chart here. We're on the 4-hour chart. Okay. Here's what I think. In the next few days, we see Bitcoin pump and then crash, which causes, but we see Bitcoin pump then crash, or pump and then hold. Maybe Bitcoin pumps up to the all-time high and just kind of holds around there. Either way, the point I'm trying to make is it's a setup for an altcoin season. If Bitcoin dominance takes a tumble, if Bitcoin dominance is a setup for a tumble and it's going to crash in the next day or few days, then we might be getting what that means is, let me see. With Bitcoin dominance falling, but Bitcoin itself still being kind of bullish, what that means is if Bitcoin pumps, altcoins are going to go nuts. If Bitcoin stays stable, altcoins, if Bitcoin price stays stable, but Bitcoin dominance is about to crash, that still means altcoin season, but it's probably a lot more chaotic. So watch for Bitcoin to start pumping, but then when it does, hang on tight to those other altcoins that might be hot darling, meme coins or whatever, liking Uni right now. And watch out for those altcoins to go absolutely flying. If while Bitcoin price is pumping, you check Bitcoin dominance and see Bitcoin dominance. Maybe Bitcoin dominance will start by spiking as Bitcoin spikes, but then altcoins might surpass the move up in terms of sheer magnitude of value or percentage increase. Mm-hmm. Then watch for Bitcoin dominance to stall. Even if it starts spiking, watch for Bitcoin dominance to stall above one of these levels. And then watch for altcoins to go absolutely bonkers. Of course, it could be the opposite. Bitcoin dominance could crash while Bitcoin takes a hit, but the market in general stays stable. If Bitcoin dominance drops and crashes first and then spikes, then you have an altcoin season that's getting cut short by Bitcoin actually returning to dominance. So that's what I think overall. Let's go back to the daily chart, weekly chart. Honestly, with Bitcoin dominance just chugging uphill like this, I feel like it's got to have a crazy retracement sometime soon.
Yeah.
Because when you just grind up in this just liquidity.
Throw a fib from that big high all the way back there to the bottom.
Oh, you are a sneaky, cunning man. Yes. Here we are. Okay, so there was a reaction off of the golden pocket. And we are right at the 786. But we haven't tapped it yet. So maybe a tap of the 786 will be what sends it tumbling. And then you could, without these moving averages flipping bearish again, and with money flow still staying positive, you could easily see a retracement back down to the 50% of that area. Oh, no, we got to flip this down. We got to flip this backwards. Let's put it right up there where the 786 is, and then put this down here. Yeah, see how these equal highs, they did get retested right here, but they do line up with the golden pocket. So we could see Bitcoin dominance tumble very far, depending on how much liquidity needs to be grabbed. And I'm not sure what we should research, and we'll talk about it in the private Discord about what long-term Bitcoin dominance crashes involve. Like what happened here from 2021. We all know what happened in the spring of 2021. But then, yeah, crashing down, and then just from that low in 2022, and then just grinding up. Honestly, this type of upward grind can go both ways. It's ready to just wipe out liquidity.
Yeah, that would be my guess. If I were to look at this chart and it was actually traded, look at all that accumulated liquidity below it. Like that is just ripe for the grabbing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're watching is over the next week or so. Watch.
Accumulating stop losses, getting everybody super confident in there, then you just take them all out. Okay, now let's do a total 3.
Yeah.
Or no, others. That's the one I wanted to look at.
Others 3, no dot.
Others dot D. Others dominance.
Oh, others D. Oh, that's not good. We have kind of forecasted based on previous whatever, we have forecasted a bull div here. And this was, oh, look at that. Based on the last forecast, I nailed it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you sign up for the private Discord with my weekly full analysis on the overall forecasts. Called that pretty well. And so at this point, whatever bull divergence this is, we could be off to the races any minute now. Which again, okay, this is the weekly scale. So we could be looking at a bigger long-term, like a month-long altcoin season. Let's switch to regular candles. I want to see where the gaps are. Yeah, there's a fair value gap right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting fair value gap. Yeah, so 'tis the season in July or August. That's what I say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And we have a green dot, not a golden dot, but a green dot on Money Minter D. So, yeah, man, look at that precision.
Well,
It just it just tapped right on that line that I drew like a month ago. Beautiful.
let's go ahead and call it here. I have something I want to show you, so we'll take that off.
All right.
Off live.
Yeah, I'll try and do weekly, but also if I see the stuff that we forecasted, if I see it start to happen, I'll post it in the private Discord.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I'll be posting full analysis, weekly chart, daily chart, 4-hour chart, every weekend.
Yeah. All right.
In the private Discord.
Yeah, but that's beautiful. I love it. Thank you everybody for joining us. I know it's a little bit of a short one, but I figured the trading week's gonna start. It already started with Asia, and we had like kind of a long week and kind of a break for a while, but we'll try to get back more consistent. We had some IRL life things going on, so we're just trying to put the house back in order to get more consistent. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining everybody, and go to cartoonmoneyprinters.com. Like I said, go there, click the Start Now button, and then you can get a month free trial.